Africa's digital payments economy is on a rapid growth trajectory, with a Mastercard commissioned report by Genesis Analytics projecting the sector to reach $1.5 trillion by 2030. On this edition of Business Spotlight, I'm joined by Mark Elliott, Mastercard's Division President of Africa, to help interpret these figures and how the organization continues to foster development and innovation in this space. Mark, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Mastercard has been operating in Africa for many years, and recently the company made an announcement with details of how it aims to double down on its commitment and support to Africa. Can you tell us a bit more about this?
Sure. So Africa's really entered a new era of digital evolution. This isn't just about embracing technology, but it's also about leapfrogging that of more established markets. And so we believe that this produces a tremendous opportunity to connect people to the tools and networks that can help them reach their potential and financial health. So Africa, as we know, is fast becoming the world's second fastest growing payments and banking market. And you know, our Economics Institute, Mastercard's institute, reveals that GDP in Kenya and Morocco is projected to grow at 4.7% and 3.5% respectively, outpacing the global average of 3.2%. And a considerable portion of the Africa population is actually still unbanked. So digitization has fast become a catalyst for financial inclusion. Interestingly, also, the continent is the world's largest adopter of mobile money, accounting for 70% of the world's $1 trillion mobile money value. And so what this means is that Africa's people and businesses are innovating at a rapid speed and doing this in exciting new ways. And so our approach is very much about public-private collaboration, innovation, etc. But what we need to do is we need to increase our investments, expand innovation, and foster this inclusive approach to ensure that we're really helping build a more connected and accessible digital future. According to this report that you just highlighted, you know, we believe that we will continue to strengthen our commitment to the continent. And through that, what we'll do is we will ensure that these partnerships come about. The innovation is powering real change. And what we'll aim to do is to enhance digital connectivity, expand economic opportunities, and ultimately enable millions of people and businesses to thrive in this new digital economy.
Mark, what is driving digital growth on the continent right now?
Sure. So, I mean, a few years back, it was access to phones and then smartphones. But the real game changer has been the access then to the internet on these smartphones. And that really means that you can be in Addis in Ethiopia with your phone and actually now have access to the global web. And so this internet penetration in Africa is growing at about 20% annually. And that gives you a bit of a flavor on how this massive digitization wave is catching on. We're focusing on accelerating digital adoption and financial inclusion with three different emphases. One would be enabling Africa's micro, small, and medium-sized businesses, empowering the Fintech sector, and then thirdly, scaling remittances and cross-border payments. In South Africa specifically, 90% of SMEs have adopted digital payments, according to the Confidence Index. And our long-term commitment in South Africa, again, specifically, has been to grow its acceptance footprint nationwide by nearly 2 times since 2021 and bring about digital use cases which potentially weren't available before, with things like QR codes, for example. And this really is providing, I guess, a step change in terms of the digitization once again across Africa.
Let's talk a bit more about Africa's micro, small, and medium businesses. How's Mastercard supporting medium and small SMEs? And can you provide maybe a few examples of some of your initiatives?
Sure. So, I mean, what we're trying to do is really focus in on how we can help them digitize, grow, and access broader markets. Because ultimately, as a business owner, you want to grow your market either through online presence or potentially going international. So that's critical. With fintechs, what we try to do is to co-create tailored solutions for Africa's needs, given that, we don't believe that just bringing global solutions to Africa is necessarily going to solve for Africa's problem statements. And then remittances, for example, what we're doing there is that we are driving MSME growth through initiatives like the Made Alliance, which is with the African Development Bank to provide digital access and tools for 100 million individuals and businesses, starting with 3 million farmers in Kenya, Nigeria, and Tanzania. In Nigeria, we've got an SME in a box solution, which we've already enabled 1.4 million MSMEs in Nigeria. But let's remember, the opportunity in Nigeria is 43 million. So there's a nice runway there. And in South Africa, we're collaborating with fintechs like Scale and Paymentology to accelerate the rollout of digital payment solutions and card issuance across Africa, providing fintechs with the infrastructure, expertise, and speed that they need to drive financial inclusion and innovation. We've also partnered with the Access Group, which is a Pan-African banking group, to launch a cross-border payment solution across Africa, which enables fast, transparent money transfers to over 150 countries via Mastercard moves. So I guess we're doing is we're prioritizing, but we also have quite a broad viewpoint in how we can support.
So cross-border payments, obviously, and remittances are such a vital part of helping many African communities flourish. And you've mentioned it's an area where you're also scaling and supporting. How do you define your role, and how will you facilitate perhaps scaling in this regard?
Sure. So, remittances are integral to Africa's landscape. The World Bank findings shows that Africa receives approximately $100 billion in remittances in 2023. Accounting for about 6% of the continent's GDP. And so we're trying to be at the forefront of enabling the flow of funds into local economies. And Mastercard Move enables near instant remittances to over 180 countries and 150 currencies, covering bank account, digital wallet, card, and case endpoints. And so what you need to believe is that through our collaborations then with like Access Bank, the one I just mentioned, Equity, BCP in North Africa, Safaricom, Airtel, and many more, we're really leading to innovation in this cross-border payment space. And innovations like Mastercard's Innovation Hub have further accelerated the deployment of disruptive digital remittance channels, ensuring funds reach beneficiaries faster and more securely. So we've leveraged our localized insights, co-create tailor-made solutions with leading banks, and then ensuring that our technology ultimately meets the unique needs of Africa's community.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. Sounds like some exciting times and seriously some challenging times. But Mark, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to have to leave it there.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
That was Mastercard's Division President of Africa, Mark Elliott, sharing his take on the future of the continent's digital economy.